This is the Dodgers POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Dodgers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, hello and welcome to the Locked On Dodgers POSTCAST on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. I am Pete Fox, covering sports in LA dating back to 2007 for ESPN LA and NBC Sports Radio. Tonight's episode of the Dodgers POSTCAST is brought to you by FanDuel. Football season is here. Visit FanDuel on the website or their app today and get started planning for your bets during the football season. FanDuel.com to get the app, etc., etc. Well, that sucked. Not surprised. I thought we dodged a bullet by Blake Trinan not losing the game, but then when Tanner Scott was on his heels, I was like, this is not going to turn out well. The umpire blowing the strike three call against Lee didn't help, but I don't think it changes anything.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Yeah, it was definitely that 10th inning when the Dodgers did not score a run, with Rortvedt getting thrown out at third base by McGee in right field, who came in as a pinch runner in the bottom of the ninth, got gunned at home plate by Andy Pages. But then in right field, on a weakly hit fly ball from Mookie Betts, Rortvedt tried to advance to third, and McGee gunned him out. So when you don't score in extra innings and you're the visiting team, the opportunity to win severely declines. And that's what happened there for the Dodgers, because Peguero only had to throw 3 pitches. Mookie swang at the second pitch, and Freddie swang at the first pitch. So easy work for him. And, then the Dodgers come up or the Giants come up in the bottom of the 10th. They get a nice piece of hitting from Chapman, something the Dodgers don't do in these situations, right? Chapman was up there just trying to put the ball in play, move the runner to the right side, and he did that. Got a nice pitch to just make some contact with, hit it to the right side. He was definitely trying to do that. Whereas I don't think Mookie was. Mookie was up there just trying to hit a home run or whatever. So it was a tactical piece of hitting there from Chapman to move the runner to third with fewer than 2 outs. And he was over there. And granted, they did get the strikeout on Lee from Tanner Scott. That would have made it 2 outs, but that doesn't stop the next hitter from coming up that hit the home run, Bailey. And he still, because that was a terrible pitch from Tanner Scott up in the zone at that point in time with the infield in and the bases loaded. I mean, it was like batting practice fastball. Wasn't even challenging. And Tanner Scott is just wild. He's throwing balls in the dirt. Rortvedt's back there trying to, keep the ball in front of him. I want to look and see what that pitch was that he hit, because it looked like it said it was a 91 mile an hour slider. It didn't slide. That ball didn't do anything. That was a flat batting practice fastball up in the zone, and Bailey was all over it. So the Dodgers played well. Again, another wasted pitching performance from Yamamoto. The bullpen is still in tatters. It's a coin flip or a crapshoot. I don't know why you don't go get Vesia if you're going to run a lefty out there. Vesia or Banda, both of those guys are more effective than Tanner Scott. I don't get it. I do not understand that move at all. And then other than you're trying to save guys for later, the move to keep Jack Dreyer in there for 2 innings. Didn't bite them in the ass. I thought that it would. He made it an inning and a third. Trinan came in for 1 inning, 7 pitches, and then Tanner Scott didn't get an out because they had Trinan in there in the 10th, running him back out there. I'm sure that was all about matchups. So the Dodgers now 7-6 this season in extra inning games, and don't lose any ground in the West because the Padres lost to the Rockies. Boy, the Padres are flailing as much as the Dodgers are. Although the Dodgers kind of had it going, but again, that was against the Rockies. And, the fact is that was, kind of spring training for them, trying to get their head right, trying to get some momentum and get back on track, get into a groove. I thought they played well tonight. Yamamoto was fantastic once again.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Yeah, it's an easy one tonight with Yamamoto going 7, allowing just 1 hit and striking out 10. And honestly, the Dodgers probably win this game 1-0 if Andy Pages doesn't make that error in the first inning. So without a doubt, Yamamoto just getting, the short end of the stick when it comes to support from his teammates. Yamamoto coming into this game had 20 Ks and just 2 walks in his last 2 starts rather. He has been fantastic of late. After a couple of bad outings early in the month, he had a fantastic finish to the month of August and has been lights out for his last 3 starts. And then today, again, 10 Ks. So that's 30 Ks in his last 3 starts and just 3 walks. 30 Ks versus 3 walks. That dude is absolutely dominant, and he does not deserve what the Dodgers are dealing him night after night with the bullpen blowing games that he's in. It's got to be frustrating for him. It's frustrating for us and super unfortunate. He allowed 1 hit and 1 run because of an error from Andy Pages. 91 pitches. The ERA is at 2.66. We talked a couple of nights ago about execution, and I said, look, because Oral kept bringing it up. And I said, when the Dodgers execute, generally they win. And when they don't execute, they don't win. And that's a pretty obvious statement. I get it. I felt like tonight they did almost everything right. They faced a good pitcher in Verlander who had a good night. He went 7. He allowed 4 hits and just 1 run, although he did walk 4 and only struck out 4. The Dodgers with runners in scoring position 0 for 5, and they left 9 on base. So they definitely, weren't very clutch. If it weren't for Yamamoto, it would have been a different game because the Giants only left 3 runners on base and were 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position, that being the Bailey home run at the end of the game. So as far as execution, I thought it was good, right? It could have been better. Their clutch hitting just wasn't there, but you tip your cap to a guy like Verlander, who's a damn good pitcher. Although 4 walks, you would think that you should be able to make something out of 4 walks. The run came off of a home run from Michael Conforto. So the fact is that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here, and the Dodgers really didn't execute. Leaving that many runners on base with 4 walks, it's kind of back to the old ineffective hitting in clutch situations. So, and the defense didn't execute. Andy Pages, I guess you could say, made up for it by gunning that runner at home in the 9th inning. What's that guy's name? McRae. I think I called him something else. But he gunned him out at home. That would have been the game-winning run. So he rectified himself, atoned for his mistake to a certain extent, which was nice to see. But look, offensively speaking, the Dodgers were completely ineffective other than a home run from Michael Conforto. They had a grand total of 4 hits. Freeman, Muncy, Conforto, and Rortvedt, who had a double there in the 9th off the wall. So they lose in 10, 5-1. don't lose any ground because the Padres lost to the Rockies. What? How? That's an interesting one. So tough loss tonight, without a doubt. You hate losing to the Giants. You hate losing this time of year, without a doubt. And in such a tight game, the 5-1 aspect of it wasn't as bad as the score ultimately looks. But a loss is a loss, and they have to get back on the horse tomorrow. It's the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel. Don't forget to check out the Locked On Daily Dodgers podcast with Travis Rogers Monday through Friday, an in-depth look at what's going on in the Dodger universe. Tonight's episode of the Locked On Dodgers podcast is brought to you by Nutrafol. You've probably seen millions of ads for hair growth products and thought, sure, like that actually works. There are so many products out there, and it's hard to know which ones are actually going to do anything and help you grow hair. That's why you should give Nutrafol a closer look. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. It's not just hype. This is a supplement clinically tested that targets the root cause of thinning and shedding with a proactive approach. So see thicker hair, stronger hair without shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering Locked On MLB listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the code Locked On MLB. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code Locked On MLB. Tonight's episode also brought to you by FanDuel. NFL season in here. FanDuel is making sure you are ready for kickoff this week with a don't miss offer. Can't miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets across FanDuel to use in any way, shape, or form that you choose. So if you're ready and your team is off to a good start and you're feeling confident about where they are, if you're a Charger fan coming off a Chiefs win and you think they're going to go out and roll the Raiders like I do, then head over to FanDuel and get in on the action now. Download the FanDuel app by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com. Place your first $5 bets. Dodgers fall in 10 to the Giants, 5-1. Tanner Scott giving up a gopher ball home run to Bailey, who just launched it to left field. It seemed like a half-hearted swing from him, and he had struck out twice tonight, so he was definitely not coming into that at bat red hot. But he did have he got on base once with a walk, I believe. Yeah. So it wasn't a terrible night for him, but he wasn't locked in or anything. So you just keep the ball away from him and live to fight another day potentially, but you couldn't walk him either. So it's just tough, right? It's a tough situation. The breaks did not go their way at all tonight. That missed strike 3 call against Lee was very, very unfortunate. And then Mookie Betts making a throwing error in the 9th inning. Did they call that an error? Yeah, they did. So 2 errors tonight for the Dodgers. So let me once again retract my statement about the Dodgers executing. They absolutely did not. My mistake. The fact that this game was close was 100% on the back of Yamamoto pitching the way that he did. The Giants are a hot team right now, the hottest in the National League. And with the win, they tie the New York Mets for the 3rd wild card in the National League. So they're definitely in the playoff hunt after this win tonight, and the Reds losing. The Mets lost as well. So the Giants gained a ground, and they absolutely know what is on the line. Playing the Dodgers is one thing, but playing for a playoff spot is a whole nother thing. So we're going to see a lot of this over the next 6 games against the Giants in the next 9 days. So there's 7 total games after tonight for the Dodgers and Giants, including tonight. So 6 more to go, 2 more in this series, and they'll play 4 at Dodger Stadium after the 3-game set against the Philadelphia Phillies. So they're locked in. They're ready to play. They got something on the line, just like the Dodgers do. It just feels like this this thing that's been a bugaboo for them all season, playing on the road, continues to be an issue. They don't get up for road games. They don't have that energy, that desire, that want to, that fight, that grittiness. It's just they go out there and they kind of sleepwalk through it. They don't battle at the plate. It's just half-assed. That's just the way I look at their road record this year. Half-assed. 34-39 away from Dodger Stadium. I mean, I don't expect them to be 10 games over 500, but you can't be 5 games under 500, especially, with the schedule that they've had of late, losing to all these teams that are out of it. The Orioles, the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Giants are a little bit different, but the Dodgers very easily could have won this game tonight, and they didn't, and that's unfortunate. So, we can only hope that they turn the page and it motivates them for tomorrow. Clayton Kershaw will get the start, and he's been very good. Although his last outing wasn't great, he's been very good of late. So we all know that the Dodgers are capable with the starting pitching being what it is, and it is very good, right? The starters have come out lately and done their job. So we all sit there for the first 6 or 7 innings, biting our nails, going, let's hope that we get enough cushion that the bullpen can't F it up. That's kind of how we watch games lately. And it's unfortunate. I mean, tomorrow night's another night where we're going to be like, Clayton Kershaw will probably go out and pitch well. And then we'll wonder which bullpen guy is going to come in and hope that he doesn't leave the barn door open like Tanner Scott did tonight. So, I mean, we were lucky to get through Blake Trinan not wetting the bed. Jack Dreyer's been very good. Jack Dreyer, what is it? 20. He retired 23 in a row. So, he's been effective. Blake Trinan, Tanner Scott. So I don't know why you go to him in that specific spot, but that's what Dave Roberts did. And it has a lot of you feeling this way and saying these words. Fire Dave Roberts. I don't know. I do know that that's not going to happen. I look at the way the Dodgers are playing, and I have to think that some of this is on coaching and the decisions that are being made by Dave Roberts and the guys above Dave Roberts, the general managers, the director of player personnel, all of these guys, the nerds in the basement with their analytics, the decisions that Dave Roberts is kind of forced to make, have cost the Dodgers of late. And you can't overlook that. So, yeah, I don't know that it is worthy of Dave Roberts being fired, but the way this team has played on the road this season is unacceptable and unforgivable. So something's got to change. I don't know how you get them motivated when they're on the road to play differently, but the kind of money they're paying for these guys to have these kind of crappy performances on the road is just not acceptable. Ohtani 0 for 2, walked 3 times, so he didn't strike out at all tonight. So at least he got on base, so that's good. But 2 of those walks were intentional. They were just pitching around Ohtani tonight. Mookie 0 for, not going to get on his back too much because he's been very hot of late. He's got a 17-game on-base streak, so he's batting. Here are the numbers for Mookie of late. Mookie, 352 since August 5th. 7 home runs and an on-base streak of 17 games, which included tonight. So he's getting the job done. Freddie was 1 for 5. Max Muncy, obviously, he is clutch to this lineup. 1 for 2 tonight with a walk. Teo was 0 for. Conforto hit the home run. Pages 0 for. He's been up and down and kind of cold of late. And Tommy Edman 0 for, and Wortvet had a hit. So, there needs to be more productivity from these guys that are making the big money and that are the guys that we're used to seeing with this productivity. Teoscar needs to be better. Shohei needs to be more productive. Freddie needs to be more productive. Max is still trying to find his way, and he got hit tonight on the left hand. So, or maybe it was the right hand. Yeah, it's the right hand. So hopefully there's no lingering problem there, but It's just, this ineffective offense on the road is not going to get it done in the postseason. Rumar says, Pete, after what we've seen from Tanner Scott this year, I think it's better Tanner comes in when we have like a 5 or 6 run lead, not a 1 or 2 or 3 run lead. Most definitely not a tied game in extra innings. Yeah, agreed. I mean, I think that is a head scratching move from Dave Roberts right there, or, Andrew Friedman or whoever made that decision. It doesn't add up to me at all. When you've got a game on the line like this that is important, and we know that Banda and Vesia are better, go get one of those 2 guys, right? Yeah. I don't know why you're trying to build up Tanner Scott's ego, right? He was okay last time out. So was Trinan. But again, that was against the Rockies, right? Read the room. Look what's going on here. It's a tie game in San Francisco, a game that, really you should have lost a long time ago, but you didn't. So, they were kind of playing a little bit with house money to a certain extent, even though the game was tied. And they 7 out. Here comes Tanner Scott, 7 out. So unfortunate, tough loss tonight. Hopefully they come back tomorrow with a new, renewed energy. It's Clayton Kershaw on the mound. First pitch, 6:05. Logan Webb will go for the Giants, and he is no joke. 14-9 with a 3.12 ERA, a 1.22 whip, 184 innings under his belt, 201 Ks versus 44 walks. So Logan Webb is tough. It's going to be another tough night for the Dodgers, and a lot of pressure on Clayton Kershaw's shoulder to keep the Giants scoreless, because more than likely the Dodgers are going to be struggling against another good pitcher, right? So let's hope that that's not the case. The matchup predictor has them winning this game at 67%. I don't know where they get that information. I would put this at straight up 50-50 because you got 2 good pitchers getting after it. So we'll have to hope for the best. That's going to do it for us tonight here on the Locked On Dodgers postcast. Dodgers fall in San Francisco at Oracle, 5-1 in 10 innings after Tanner Scott gives up a walk-off grand salami. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Appreciate the comments, except from everyone except Ed. What am I trying to say here? I thought I had this little wrap down. Thanks for the comments, except from everyone but Evan. I think it's how it goes. He wants to debate me, by the way. Wants to come on the show and debate me. Evan, no thanks. I'll pass on that one, because that is a lose-lose situation for me. No matter how it goes, I will come off looking bad. So thanks for the invite, but I'll pass. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and appreciate the comments as always. Take care, you guys. We'll talk tomorrow. Again, first pitch, 6:05. Have a good night.